Hello, Femi and Uke, and welcome to Lifestyle in Calgary. Could you do a brief introduction?
Okay, so my name is Femi Yewole. I came in as an international student in 2022 and I'm currently living my life right now.
Thank you, Femi. What about you, Uke?
My name is Okechukwu Zaho, OK for short, and I live in Calgary. I came into Canada in 2023 as an international student, and I'm trying my best.
Okay, thank you for the brief introduction. So I have about 10 questions I would like to ask you guys since you became an international student. So for our audience that are also looking at that pathway, they could learn from your experiences.
Yeah.
The first question on my list is, if you had to decide again today, would you still come to Canada as an international student?
Honestly, if I have the current knowledge I have right now, I won't come as an international student. Not because it was difficult, but basically it's like the most expensive and the most stressful part in the sense that you get to pay triple of what the local students are currently paying. You have to be conscious of immigration policies because every now and then the policies changes and it might definitely affect you. I had my few instances and I would say finally the restriction to work hours, you are restricted to work certain hours while you are still studying, so it doesn't really help that way. So these are my reasons.
What about you, Uke?
If I had a chance to rethink it, I would not come as an international student. So coming as an international student, it's kind of at the time starts to toy with you emotionally because you're in between school, trying to balance life, and also trying to get your PR. And it all comes with like a lot of emotional trauma, which weighs you down, and also the cost because comparing it to what citizens and PR holders pay, you're paying almost triple of it, and after that you're back to square one. You start afresh when you finish from school. So because of this, I don't think I will come as an international student again.
Okay, thank you for that. The second question will be, what is the biggest shock you experienced in your first 30 days of moving to Canada?
I would say the first one was the weather. I heard about the weather condition but it's different from when you're experiencing it yourself. I remember I came during the thick winter, that was November, and the weather really hit me. I felt sick that first period, like I think I was sick for 2 weeks. Then another thing I'll say is the cultural shock. Like Canadians are generally nice. Just a smile, like just walking by and people smiling at you would actually give you a good relief. I remember when I started walking, then people would just smile and walk up to you that how's it going? So that alone was like a refresher for me. And finally I'll see the cost of living. I never expected the cost of living to be that on the high side. So yeah, that's my shock.
Well, my biggest shock was actually when I was here, and I came with the mindset that I was going to get a job within days. And when I couldn't get the job within 2 months and even a month, I was so shocked because I was like, oh, I've traveled before this, that, and I found out that there was a difference between you travel for vacation and you're moving to another country. It comes with a whole lot of differences, and that really weighed me down and really shocked me to the extreme. And I can say it has been one of the biggest shocks of my life from my life experiences.
Okay. So why did you guys choose the international students pathway instead of other immigration pathways?
Honestly, as at then, I felt that was like the best and the fast. I was looking for the fastest route, so I felt that was like the fastest. And coupled with the fact that people around me, friends and family, were traveling as students, so and on paper everything looked easy: study, work, PR. But the reality was way different. So, like I said earlier, like if I had a chance, if based on my current knowledge, I would have explored other part like the express entry or the provincial nomination.
So the international students pathway it seemed like the easiest then, and it was like easy to get admission. During that time, I had a lot of people like getting admission then was very very easy, and everybody says go, you walk, you get your PR, you go to school while working. So it sounded so easy that immediately you come in, you're going to snap your fingers and everything goes that way. But it was truly the opposite.
How much did you arrive with to Canada, and how long did that actually last for you?
Okay, so basically, due to my proper planning, I came with around $15,000. So that lasted me for like it lasted me for a long while, like 6 7 months, because of because of the cost of living, rent, feeding, and coupled with the fact that I had support from family. So it really went a long way for me. So I came well prepared. I'll say that.
Okay.
Okay, I came with about $17,000, and it lasted me about 7 months, about 7 8 months. Also because of the cost of living, and also I had like some balance to pay on my school fees. So it was like all the money I needed for my school fees and my accommodation for my 8 months of studies, and it lasted me, yeah, it's 8 9 months actually. 8 9 months actually, although the cost of living when I came went up, but I was still able to like manage it and make do with what I could get.
Okay, thank you very much. How long did it take you to get your first job, and was it what you expected?
Okay, it didn't actually take me long because I came 2 months before resumption. So I came because I needed to I came much earlier because I knew the hustle of trying to get a job as a new immigrant. So my first month was for settlement, second month was for like applying aggressively. I applied both online and in person. So I put in too much aggression into my application. So when I went to the street to start applying, it took me like 2 weeks to get a job. And that was what I really expected, because I never expected to come in and start getting the high paying jobs or the white collar job. I knew that I needed to get the entry level job that would enable me balance my work and school and work life balance. Yeah. So
Okay, was it the same experience for you?
Well, for me, when I came in at first, everyone was telling me apply on Indeed, apply on Indeed. I can remember then I was doing about 60 to 70 applications on Indeed and Talent every day, and nothing was coming out. So I got my first job about 2 months, 2.5 months after. So when Indeed wasn't responding, I went on the streets and started sharing resumes. Then I had a guy that was beside me on the flight. Luckily, we were going to the same school, so both of us put in the effort, and we went on the streets together. We went to warehouses, we even went to mechanics, and I was able to get a job in retail, which I knew I wasn't going to like get a fancy job and all that, but I was able to like land my first job in retail, and I worked there until I finished school.
Okay. Thank you for that. So for the international students, those expecting to come to Canada this pathway, what would be the biggest financial mistake they would make in the first 3 months based on your experience?
So what I'll just say is that, Canada now has this kind of credit system, and if you're not wise enough, you would find yourself into that financial trap. So the mistake that most international students do is that when they come, they start financing things like phones, even cars. I had friends that finance cars at their initial stage, and at that point, it creates a lot of pressure for you, like in terms of your debts, increasing a lot of financial mistakes. So I feel like those are the greatest mistakes international students do make.
For me and from my observation as a student, one mistake that students make when they come in, as Femi said, is also the credit system in Canada. The thing about this part of the world is the money is available for you, but people fail to think how and well can you pay this money back before you take it. So I had friends that came in that took out one thing that freak young people is always gadgets. They go buying up gadgets, they buy iPhones and iPads and all that they are not really using. And then so luckily also when I came, the first few months that I came, companies like there were like two car companies that were like doing a 0% interest and 0% down payment promotion then. And a lot of people bought brand new cars. I had a friend that bought a 2024 car then, and to today he's still struggling to pay the car loan. So I think abuse of the credit system is the major mistake they make. And also another thing is some people come to this part of the world and they feel they've arrived and they're partying every weekend and canceling their shifts and going for parties. And when you get engulfed to that life, you're gone, and before you find yourself back, you're gonna be thrown off balance.
Okay, thank you very much. So, what was your lowest moments since you've been to Canada as an international student?
So that moment really, my lowest moment was when reality started setting in for me. When I realized that I needed to like take long hours of work, balance it with school, and bills also piling up for me. That's when I realized that things were difficult for me. Also, without I needed emotional support, and I didn't have it. I didn't really have it back then. So I started questioning myself if I made the right decision. But due to like my strong resilience and I knew what I wanted, I just had to like maneuver through it.
Yeah, on my side, actually, the biggest shock and experience I had was, and my lowest point was after I finished school, because I did a 1 year program and I had just a 1 year work permit. So I had 2 months to get a job. And at a month and a half, I didn't have a job. So that's actually hit me down. I literally went into depression. And if not for family, I don't think I was going to come out of it. But 1 or 2 things came up, and I was able to secure something.
So, did your school help in any way to help you get a job, settlements, or even PR guidance?
For my school, no. My school did a couple of seminars then, but you didn't really have direct attention from anybody. You were just on your own. They did some seminars on PR, but for me, the seminars were not so concrete. Even I listened to like one of the seminars and I was like, oh, I think the guy even talking about immigration, I think I even know more than him in certain things. So my school didn't really play a vital role. You were typically on your own.
Do you think should not come to Canada as an international student?
For me, I think that first of all, if you're not financially stable to support yourself, I don't think you should come to Canada as an international student. You hear people tell you that you're going to make your school fees back in 2 months and all that. No, you have to be financially stable. And also, there are some people who have the mindset that they are just going to come, is it not to study and all that is so easy. So if you're someone who is not dedicated to studying and going to school, if you know you're not the school type, I don't think Canada is the one for you if you want to come through the international student stream.
Just like said, you have to be financially smart. You have to like have proper planning on how, because the reality of things is that you probably might not get a job in the next 6 or even 1 year. I have friends that are still looking for a job to this point. So you have to be financially smart. That's one. Secondly, you have to be hardworking and always try to be consistent. Like, I don't believe that being lazy, you would achieve anything by being lazy. So because a lot of things you would definitely get into your down moment and you'd question a lot of things. So being hardworking would help you maneuver these issues. Yeah.
Okay, what would be your advice for someone watching somewhere in the world right now that is planning the student route? What do you tell them that they must prepare for, what they should expect when they're coming to Canada?
I would say be prepared to be stressed out based on mentally stressed, physically, and aside from the financial aspect, be prepared to be stressed out and be prepared to be able to create a thick skin, to like fight this. Secondly, I would say Canada gives you opportunities, but then you have to like work for it. It demands a lot of things from you, but you have to be ready to like tap into those opportunities, make your proper research, work hard, and be smart in whatever you do.
Well, for me, I would say you have to be prepared for anything, expect anything, and also you see like your two shoulders. Before you leave the country where you're coming from, you need to just drop it, and you also need to drop whatever you were, whatever you were doing, whatever position, even if you are like a senior advocate anywhere, you just have to drop it back there because if you come here, you need to have an open mind to accept anything life throws at you. Some people come here. I have friends that came here that got a job in a week, that got into the system so easily. They were so lucky, but some people find it very, very hard. So just come as you are and have an open mind.
Okay, and lastly, just to the pathway to the PR, right? How have you seen the process? What are the challenges you faced in terms of getting your PR after being an international student?
So the thing about the PR is first you need to do your research and you need to have options. For me, I streamlined the options. I had up to 3 options and I was following up with the 3 and one worked out for me. It's not an easy process because the policies are changing every time. Every day you need to be on the site to make sure that you're updated. And if you find any mistake, you have to always go and update your profile to be up to standard. And the thing about the PR is finish your studies, find the PR pathway and go. The PR is going to come, but it's the way the system is. You have to wait and you have to go through the system, do the right things and not cut corners because that's going to be your biggest problem if you start doing that.
Just like OK said, like you have to know your options, know the different immigration pathway from being a student to becoming a permanent resident. So, and also don't delay things, like go to school, finish school on time. As an international student, you don't have the luxury of time in your hands. After school, try your best to like get a job. If you are looking at through the, for example, Canadian experience class, get a job within those tier 0 to 3. Try your best to make your resume stand out. Get a job. Know the current changes in the immigration policies, and with time you would get whatever you want. You achieve your permanent residency. So have a plan A, plan B, or plan A. I want to go through the provincial nomination. Plan B, I want to use the CEC. Just work towards your plan, and you will eventually achieve what you want.
Okay, thank you very much, guys.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure having you, and I hope your message goes out to those out there and it can be of help to them. Thank you once again.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much for having us.